Tuesday, where we spend a little bit of time with some toys, memorabilia, oil cans, signs, anything automotive related that is memorabilia type stuff. Tonight, we're going to check out a couple of signs. Don't have a ton of stuff laid out for tonight. Just one of these signs I kind of needed to share with you guys. It's been around. I found it probably a year ago. It got buried and just dug it back out, but it's actually getting ready to leave, which is really, really weird because I don't ever get rid of signs. But there's a reason for this one. There's a little bit of a story to it. So we'll get to that here shortly. Hey, there's Pete. So obviously, as you guys well know, I kind of have a sign problem. I do like them. Hey, there's Hubcap. So it's not very often that a sign will leave around here. But like I said, there's a reason for it. We'll get to that here in just a second. We're going to start off with one kind of funky sign, and then we're going to get to this other one and talk a little bit about the story behind it and why it doesn't have to leave but needs to leave, if that makes any sense, which is really weird for me to say because signs don't ever leave here unless I'm trading it for another sign. But so we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, not a lot planned for tonight. It's been kind of crazy with the auction last Thursday. Then, of course, the swap meet on Sunday. There's literally stuff piled all around me right now that we're going to be getting to here shortly. In fact, we can give you a sneak peek on some of this stuff. Grease caps, oil cans, stacks of license plates back on that stand. More signs over here. We got a lot of stuff to check out coming up. It's been kind of a crazy last week, to say the least. But one thing about it, a lot of this stuff over here, you guys are going to start seeing on Sunday evening in the auctions. And a lot of this stuff right over here will be in your guys' collection here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah, it's, like I said, there's a reason for getting rid of a sign. I don't like to. It's not automotive, but it's still cool. It's still local. But there's a legitimate reason for it, and we'll get to that here in a second after we check out the first one. So, but first off, actually, neither one of these signs are automotive signs tonight, but I still thought they were great. The first one, and this is literally a thing of the past anymore, that you don't even think about. So I was kind of excited when I saw this. I actually got this from another nobody, our good friend Gene. Gene doesn't, hey, there's Peter from Down Under. Gene hangs out with us on there quite a bit, but he doesn't comment. But good dude. He actually got a car at F&E as well. He wasn't here. He was on the phone with me. He bought the 28 Nash at F&E, so he's trying to get that thing back on the road, which is super funky. 6-cylinder with 12 plugs in it, 12 plug wires. Yeah, it was a weird deal. Hey, there's Mark. So anyway, got this from our good friend Gene and thought it was really cool and definitely a thing of the past. I wanted to share it with you. JP23 here. Check this thing out. There again, phone booths. Not something you see on a regular basis. This one's a little bit different. This is a red phone booth sign. Now, it is a flange. I do not know for sure what the difference was between the red and the blue. Maybe some of you guys know, but I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely there again. You say, well, that's not that old. Well, it's probably 70s or 80s. It's probably 40 or 50 years old. It is double-sided and flanged, so this would have bolt mounted to a building and stuck out so you knew where the payphone was at. Kind of crazy, right? Especially in today's world. Yes, you're a gray kitty. You're a gray kitty, we know that. You don't need to tell everybody you're a gray kitty. Yes. Don't bang the tripod, moron. You jump on the keyboard and you wreck that. Don't need you knocking against the tripod. So anyway, this one, it is 18 by 18 square. So this is 18 inches. So This would have been, you know, like I said, mounted on a building near a booth or near a payphone where you would have found this and known, hey, I can go put a quarter in and make a phone call. Hey, there's John Anderson. Now, this one's not for sale, Mark. This isn't the sign I'm selling. I think I've got a blue payphone sign, but this one being red, I thought was really cool and was kind of excited to grab it. It's one of those things that you don't really think about and you think, oh, that's not that old, but you think it's probably 40 or 50 years old. I believe it is an aluminum sign, but it is not porcelain. It is printed, but still pretty darn cool. Hey, Steve's here with us. So anyway, something a little bit different. Now the next sign, this is the one, this is the bigger one. It is super cool. And believe it or not, it's getting ready to go to a new home. So I'm going to share it with you real quick and see what you guys think of it. I'm going to swing a trash can over here and check this out. So bear with me just 1 second here while I kind of flip some things around. Hey, Neil made it. That's right, Peter. Payphone's kind of a thing of the past. So let me swing this trash can over here, Steve. Yes, Great Kitty, you got to move. Come here, dummy. You going to say hi? Or you going to bang against the tripod again? You don't like that trash can being in your way, do you? Let me turn this over here. There's Great Kitty. Great Kitty! Hey, moron! She's like, I don't want none of this. Okay, let me grab this sign. Now, as you'll be able to see, this is single-sided because the backside's blank, but you can look at this old porcelain and you can see this thing has got some age to it. Appreciate that, Peter. You can see, in fact, I'll just grab it so you guys can get a little bit better look at the backside of this and see how old this porcelain really is. I mean, this definitely has some age to it. This wasn't made in India last week. It is 48 by 17 and a half. So what is it? This is, we sell Morton salt. Blocks, barrels, rags, packages, the best grades for every purpose from the Bitter Grain Company. So, anyway, what's the story on this sign? Get it up here, you can kind of see it without the glare on it. Red, white, and blue. This was from a small town about 15 or 20 miles north of here. So it's a good looking sign. It's not, it's definitely early. So why would I get rid of it even though it's automotive related? Even though it's not automotive related, it's still a great looking sign and you can see why I would be excited about it. Anyway, so even though it's not automotive, it's still a great looking sign. It is super early, probably 100 years old, looks great. I actually got, now that I can go with, Neil. It definitely does cost rust too. I got that sign when I bought the 77 Dodge pickup, the four-wheel drive, half-ton 440 club cab pickup, the 55 Plymouth two-door hardtop, the 57 Plymouth four-door, and the 79 Dodge club cab short bed four-wheel drive. So all of those, I found this at that farmstead where I bought all of those. Lack of wall space, Well, no, that's actually not it, Peter. I've only got a few things hung over next door. That building is 50 by 120, and I don't have a lot up there yet. So I've got wall space. But what here's the Paul Harvey rest of the story. You guys that have been here for the gathering, that actually came out and hung out at the yard and had lunch here with us with my good friend Mark, that made our brisket last year. I'm sure you guys remember my good friend Mark, great guy, has been nothing but great to me. Who remembers, Mark, that if you came to the gathering, you remember the brisket? I'm pretty sure of that, because if you didn't, you were like passed out somewhere if you don't remember the brisket. So that, you guys that were here, I did not hear one complaint about lunch from anybody. So what did you guys think of that? Who remembers that? I know some of you guys that are on tonight have been here. Yeah. So I knew that would ring a bell with some of you guys, because I didn't see anybody miss lunch. I mean, we were checking out a lot of cool iron, wandering around the yard, looking things over. But I don't think anybody missed lunch. If you did, that was your own fault, because it was really good. So here's the rest of the story on this sign. Bitter Grain Company. Hey, there's Buick Man. Bitter Grain Company was Mark's great-grandpa. So that probably kind of brings things into focus pretty quickly. For as much as I hate to get rid of a sign, there are certain instances, certain times where things just need to go where they belong. And that's kind of what we've got here. That's right, Peter. It's going home. That's kind of what it amounts to. Like I said, I don't like getting rid of any signs. Mark has a business here in town, does a lot of construction, home remodel type stuff. He does a lot of stuff in that area. He's got some, they've got a very nice showroom for flooring and things like that. And it's going to go into his business downtown, where it will be seen and be enjoyed by all of their customers that come in, and go back to where it should be. So, and like I said, I told him what I paid for it. I said, if you want it, you can have it. And he said he would absolutely love to have it. So, but I hadn't shared it with you guys. Like I said, it's been laying around here for a while. Realistically, it actually ended up sitting on a cart over there and got stuff stacked on it like a shelf. It's what happened to it for the last several months. I kind of forgot about it. I talked to Mark last week. I said, hey, do you still want that? And he said, I would really, really love to have that. And it was kind of funny, because when I found it, I sent him a picture of it. And he couldn't believe it, because he was not aware of this. He knew his great-grandpa had a business, but he didn't really know much of the details. And a couple weeks before I found this sign, he found a Bitter Grain Company thermometer. And from some of the research he has done, the last thing he could find, dated-wise, to the company was an ad they had put in the paper in 1929 that they would no longer be extending credit to anybody with the, after the stock market crash, the looming depression. And that was in 1929 when that ad was put in the paper. So that was the last thing. I just got a text from Addie that said I'm going to need a good reason to not buy something. So I better check and see what she's got going. But so that is the last thing he could find dated with this business, and that was 1929. So that easily puts this sign right at 100 years old, and that's where it's going to go. I like I said, you guys know I love signs. I got a sign problem. It's like signs. But this one needs to go back to Mark, and I'm happy that I can do that. And and sometimes that's part of doing what I do. even if it's stuff that I love and like, we got into a deal like that. You think about, they say that a lot of American Pickers, we got into the same type of deal on American Pickers with the Dolls that have been on there before with Robbie and Mike. On some cars that they had, we had a badge that they needed for one of their cars that, in a roundabout sort of story, there was a Cadillac they had. An early Cadillac that was original, that had been saved from the scrap drives, was missing the badge. We had the correct badge in the badges that we had that had been saved from cars that went into the scrap drive in World War II. We were able to unite that badge with the car that the Dolls had through Robbie. So sometimes, even though Addie and I loved the badge, sometimes things just need to be in their place. And the fact that this was Mark's great-grandpa's business, the fact that I can move this on to him, it will hang in his business. It will be a great conversation piece there. And realistically, he'd had nothing till he found that thermometer just a few weeks before I found this sign. So, I mean, if you put yourself in that position, if you found out a family member owned a business years and years ago, and you have the opportunity to bring the actual sign from the side of the building back into the family where it can be displayed and then continue to be passed on through their generations, I feel that's the right thing to do. So that's where it's going to go. Mark's been absolutely great to us. He has done an amazing job feeding us at the gathering. He's a great friend and a great stand-up guy, and does a lot for our community around here. So being able to move this forward to him, I'm happy to be able to do that. So anyway, I'll let you guys take one more last look at it. I'll take this down to Mark sometime this week and move it on down the road so it can be displayed in his store. For the Bitter Grain Company, Morton Salt, the best grades for every purpose. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you letting me ramble a little bit tonight to kind of work through that story. But excited to move it on. I'll once he gets it hung up, I'll get a picture of it and share it with you guys again as it goes back to where it should be. And yes, it was actually found 6 or 8 miles from the little town up in northern Barton County where Mark's great-grandpa had the business. So it didn't go very far. In fact, me bringing it here to Great Bend is probably the furthest it's been in the last 100 years. So anyway, guys, I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but it's part of the full circle. It's part of bringing stuff back. It's, part of, working with great guys like Mark and being appreciative for everything he does for us and excited to see this go on down the road back to where it should be. So anyway, that's what I've got for tonight, guys. Appreciate you swinging by, stopping by. All right, Pete, or Neil, excuse me. Like I said, I do kind of ramble a little bit when we get into the stories and talking about things, but sometimes that's the right thing to do. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. I've got piles to sort through, piles here, piles there, piles there. The back of the truck is full. We have a lot of great stuff that is going to be coming up, and you guys, thanks, Way Camp. Appreciate that. Great, glad you enjoyed it, Peter. And like I said, sometimes that's part of what I do, is making sure things end up in the right place. And I think we're making the right decision here. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you listening to me and letting me kind of explain all that to you. And excited to see it happen. Like I said, I'll try to get a picture and share it once he gets it hung up in his store here. And thanks to all you guys for supporting the decision. I appreciate it, and excited to see it go where it needs to be. So anyhow, we got more stuff coming up tomorrow night. You don't want to miss it. We'll have new content tomorrow night as Friday. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. And you bet, Mark. And we'll get some more content up tomorrow night. We are doing the training class. We'll be talking about sun visors tomorrow night. If you guys want to get in on that with Eric, Pete, and Bill, we're going to be talking about sun visors. In fact, the sun visor I got in Wahoo, Nebraska, the swap meet actually turned out to be a really good one that I've never actually had before. Excited to talk about that. So you guys stay tuned. We've got a lot of things coming up. We'll see you, all three of you guys, tomorrow night after we get the video up for the live Nobody's training. Anybody else wants to get in on that, jump on there, upgrade your membership to the Premier Group, and jump in and see what we're talking about on there. If not, we'll get some content up tomorrow night, Friday night as well. And Friday night, you guys aren't going to want to miss the barely saved from the Crusher episode. Unfortunately, these cars, man, they didn't do them any favors. But I did save what I could save. But man, it's a shame. So you're not going to want to miss those. And we'll get some new members videos up as well. Sunday night, we will be back here live in the shop for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. And there is some super cool stuff right here that is going to start popping up on Sunday night. Grease caps, oil cans, license plates. And I got a bunch of different states last week on license plates too. So we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to talk about there and some cool things. So anyway, thanks for being here tonight, guys. Appreciate you swinging by, hanging out, spending some of your Tuesday evening with us. Stay tuned. Catch those videos coming up tomorrow night and Friday night as well. And we hope to see you all right back here 7:30 Sunday evening for some more Sunday night Gearhead Interactive live chat. 56 plates. I don't know. There's almost 100 more here. So I will keep an eye out for some 56s, Mark. I think I did see some 56 Kansas in that new batch. So I will try to, I'll try to come up with some 56 stuff, Mark. So anyway, thanks for being here tonight, guys. And stay tuned. We will see you all Sunday. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.